Sterven! Skillgelassene! Stegen! Sterven!
Remember to subscribe and like the video, you heathens. Alright, so this is my review of Shadow in Clouds, starring Chloe Grace. As she's known in what I looked in, she's been in The Equalizer, The Fifth Wave, and Kick-Ass. I like the first two. Just a heads up. Wasn't a fan of Kick-Ass. Never watched the second one. And I can't remember what she played in. I'm guessing in Kick-Ass she was the one with the purple hair that was a little girl. So she must have been a little more little. I don't know how old she is now. And how long ago that was. And I don't remember her acting. But I do recognize her face. Now the plot of this is, it's a World War II captain named Garrett, who she plays, joins all male crew on a B-17 bomber with a top secret box. And we find later on that box is a baby. This is a sci-fi action, I guess you'd call it. And I read reviews on iTunes on this one time, and then went back, and there were some more, and then I went back this morning and looked. So most of them were bad, unfortunately, and that's what drew me off from wanting to watch this. Now, when the second time I went to the reviews, there was actually one that was new that actually kind of pissed me off. And that honestly was, in this culture these days, in this country, we have PC culture, and we have people who falsely claim agenda about feminism and gays and blacks and all that stuff. So some of it's justified, but for the most part, they're just being crybabies. So I said, because I'm just tired of it. It's annoying. I'm tired of both sides of being crying a little, So that actually got me to check it out. Funny enough, side story. The reason why I even went to go to the theaters to see Captain Marvel was because people were complaining about it nonstop because of something Brie Larson said. I actually ended up liking that movie. I actually thought it was a very fun, good movie. Not good, but it wasn't, it had its issues, but it was more fun, down to earth, kind of low down comedy to it, and I think people are just exaggerating past it. I'm sure there's some that aren't, that really do believe it, and it has nothing to do with Brie Larson, or it's a feminist movie, or feminine movie. Sorry. Personally, I don't really give a crap about that stuff. I'm more into the real world, as you know, and I'm tired of crybabies, as I have many times before. Because otherwise I wouldn't have saw Captain Marvel. I'm not a big Marvel fan, and I didn't know the action, the character, and, so. But that's why I even bothered paying $19.99. Eventually, when the price went down, I would check it out. But it's just like, I have to really want to watch this movie, a movie, if you have to pay $19.99 for it, whether to buy it or to rent it. So in the reviews, I'm starting to come to the conclusion that these rumors that I've been hearing the past couple of years about people who get butthurt about movies and don't like what the movie's about, or something about, and it's usually about females in the trailers. So they will make up fake reviews, go on there and not see it. You can actually, and I never really seen it before, but when one of the things in there is like, there's a female, so we think, is complaining about about how they didn't explain where the monsters come from and where the deal with the baby. I watched the movie, and clearly they don't know nothing about the mythology of the belief of gremlins, because that's what they are. They have these gremlins on here that, or at least one, and it's attacking and tearing up the plane. And it was very clear why the baby was on there. Now, I will say that someone that also did say that they actually did like it. There's a couple in there that did give it good reviews, and one was an okay review. They did say that it was pretty cringy the first 20 minutes of the males on the plane making sexist comments and stuff. I have to agree. I thought it was just one of those things that was not needed, but it didn't ruin the movie for me. And one person ruined it. Now, I'm saying these reviews because this is just part of my review of how I disagree and how it is. So it's just information for you. Because normally I don't, at this point, normally agree with them on this. Reviews, so I normally don't believe anything they say or let them determine what my thing is. But as that being said, as I said, it does a little bit, I guess you'd say, if I want to spend on a certain amount of money for this. Because, money is money and, you earn it. Now, as I said, there's gremlins in here, or gremlin, and it was originally spooky at first, and so there's monsters in here, and then they got the Zeros, which is the Japanese fighter planes and stuff. It's definitely not how the trailer predicted. The thing around this movie is that kind of what is that movie? It kind of has that tent of it and the theme of it, kind of that punk, I guess you could say. Of something punch or punch something. I'll have it up, but it has that kind of tint to it and kind of feel to it, kind of like that kind of gothic, gritty kind of comic book kind of feel to it. Now, the one thing I do have an issue with this movie is, and they didn't do it the whole time, but is, if you've ever seen an 80s or 70s zombie film, you know how they have that specific era type of orchestra in the background type of thing. You get this. I have never seen a film that is in modern that has that type of a soundtrack to it in modern times. So it was distracting, and I honestly don't know if I hated or liked it. Because I'm a big fan of the original Dawn of the Dead. I thought the 2004 Dawn of the Dead was okay. The whole movie, and I don't know if I said this, the whole movie takes place on this plane like 95% of the movie. And I know people are complaining about that. I can actually understand that point of view. Because it's either you like it or you don't. So I don't know how far they went complaining. Now, I will say, and I wasn't necessarily going to say it, but there is some sort of a little bit of feminist to the story. But what people need to understand is that this was the 40s and these were young males. So, young males in general, we all are like that, or can be kind of stupid. Because they did kind of dumb them down a little bit. But then again, it's young males, and it's the 1940s. So it was just women were seen different back then. It was a whole different thing. So I mean, they keep calling them Danes and stuff, and talking about how they want to screw them, and she overheard it. And it's like trying to be polite, and the whole thing behind the baby, I thought it was a little bit of a letdown, but it wasn't a big deal. The physics were definitely off on this. This movie wasn't perfect overall. I think it was more kind of like Captain Marvel, where it was just more fun. There was even a part in there where it's a little bit screwy, where it's kind of got a little comical with the music and how stuff is. And what did annoy me a bit is that most of the guys died. There was like 3 at the end that lived. But then again, I thought about, well, that's how these planes were, is that people were constantly getting shot up in them. So, but there was a guy in there that was this, as she flew up into there, and he was all in shock, and they kind of stretched that too much, and then all of a sudden he died. Oh, that was stupid. I'll admit that. That was stupid. The movie was, again, enjoyable. What would I give this? Yeah, it was an enjoyable movie. It was something, it's something to watch. If you are bored, then watch this, and just my advice to you, don't believe every review you see. Check it out for yourself. That's the most important thing. That's what I do, and that's what everyone should do. Not base anything on Rotten Tomatoes or any reviews on iTunes or Amazon or anything like that. Because, it's like they can either be paid with benefits or they get benefits, from, like, say, Disney or something, or, they do this trolling or this hating or, it's just how people are. I'm not saying you're sexist if you don't like this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you either don't like it or you like it, or you're someone who has issues. Has your own agenda behind it to either make people think not to watch it because you hate it, or it's just you have benefits behind it. But I've gone long enough with this review. Please like and subscribe. I love you all. And Skål, everyone. Thanks for watching.